Hey guys, this is Mo for PhoneFight, and today we're reviewing the HTC Mytouch 4G from T-Mobile. The Mytouch 4G is the fourth in the line of the Mytouch devices, coming right after the Mytouch 3G, the Mytouch 3G 3.5mm headphone jack, the Mytouch 3G slide, and now of course the Mytouch 4G. It's called the 4G because it runs on T-Mobile's 4G network, and I like to call it the 4G because it's the fourth generation of the Mytouch devices. This phone boasts a front-facing VGA camera. This has an LED indicator light right over here, proximity sensor. If we look down on the phone, it has something that most Androids these days don't have anymore, which is physical buttons. It has your typical Android layout, home button, menu button, back button, and now it features the Genius button, which is looking like the signature button for the Mytouch devices. Using this button, all you have to do is press it. You tell it what you want without having to open up an app. It's very convenient, it's innovative, something very nice on the phone, which is something you don't see too much on other phones, and I'm sure they're catching up to it. You have a trackpad on the bottom, which is good for editing text, going page to page, selecting things. And also what's nice about it, it wakes up the screen, so you don't have to worry about always reaching up for the top lock button anymore. On the bottom of the phone, we have a microphone right over here. On the side, we have the shortcut camera button, also a shutter button to take pictures. Nothing else over here. On the top, we have a 3.5mm headphone jack, lock button / power button on the top, volume up down rocker, a 3-prong, looks like a docking station to connect to a desk dock or a car dock, and on the bottom here we have a micro USB port. I kind of wish they would have put it on the bottom just so I can use my mount in the car without having to go out and buy theirs to use their 3 prongs. That is a little bit annoying to me. I tried to use it with my mount and I couldn't because the mount holds it from the side. On the back of the phone we have a speaker right here, a 5-megapixel camera with autofocus, an LED flash. Inside the phone we have a SIM card slot. Internal memory is 4 GB. Now when we looked into our device, we only had 1.02 gigabytes of memory. After doing a little bit of research, it turned out that the internal memory is meant for the software. It's advertised as 4 GB, but I believe the other software, from what I understood, is being reserved for updates and also running the current software that's on there right now. We have 8 GB micro SD card that comes with the phone pre-installed. This phone is running a Qualcomm MSM 8255 1 GHz Snapdragon processor. This processor is a 2nd generation chip. It makes the phone super speedy, and just for this and the network, I do not blame T-Mobile for calling this a 4G device. It works all around. The speed is all around, whether it's the network or the phone itself. It's super fast. We have a nice chrome bezel going around the screen. Gives it a classy look. Gives it that expensive feel. The rest of the phone is this hard rubbery material. I'm not sure how I could describe this. It's a hard material. It's not too hard to scratch. I'm sorry, it is, if you look here, anytime I ever saw a scratch, all I had to do was rub on it and it seemed like it went away. So this material is very durable. I'm not too worried about scratches actually on this phone. Let's check out the battery. We have a 1300 milliamp battery. According to HTC's website, you're supposed to get 374 minutes of talk time. Of course, that depends on how you use the phone, whether you're using it to talk on the phone or you're using it for internet. Me personally, I took this phone off the charger at 9 o'clock in the morning, and at 4 o'clock in the evening, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I got a message that said that I was down to 28% battery life, and it recommended for me to turn off some Wi-Fi settings and Bluetooth settings, which I do use. I ignored the alert. At 6 o'clock, I got another alert that said I was down to 15% battery life. So I am very disappointed. I wish they would have worked on it a little bit more. What's the point of having all the features if you can't use it for the whole day? So from that point of view, I'm a little bit disappointed with the phone. We have a solid metal battery cover that goes over the battery, fits very nice in place. I do have to warn you though, this battery is extremely hard to take off if you're going to use just your fingernail. If you want to check that out, I hurt my thumb the other day trying to take the battery cover off. In the end, I had to use a penny. I might have weak nails, I'm not sure, but it's very hard to take off. In a good way though, that makes me feel more comfortable. If I ever drop the phone, I don't have to worry about my battery going everywhere and SIM card and everything popping out. This phone is the black version. It does also come in white, plum, and red. The phone measures in at 4.8 inches tall by 2.44 inches wide and 0.43 inches thick. It does have a heavy feel. It's 5.4 ounces. It is a little bit heavy, but the thinness of the phone makes it feel very dense. So that heaviness almost feels like quality in the end. One thing I don't like about the outside design though is how flat the back is. When holding the phone, check out this gap right here between my hand and the phone. It's a little bit awkward to hold. I mean, I got a little bit used to it over time, but it is a little bit awkward. I kind of wish they would have rounded it out a little bit. It is flat. It feels very nice though. It feels very much quality went into this phone. The build quality is very nice. Now I want you to see how fast this phone is going to power on. The phone is off right now. I'm going to just hit that button. And that's it. The phone is on right now. Accessible to all your apps. Anything you need. That is super fast. I haven't had that probably since I had a Razor, which was a long time ago. So this is it for the first part of my review. I went over as much physical aspects as I could, at least as I could think of. Any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I usually try to answer really quick. Stay tuned for my second part. I'm going to go into in-depth of the details of the software of the phone. I'm also going to do another review in-depth of the camera, because the camera alone on this phone deserves its own review. This is Mo for PhoneFight. Thanks for watching.